Greetings, kind souls. Let me tell you a story about two siblings who went poking around where they shouldn't have. Some places don't take kindly to visitors. Turns out, not everything that's closed stays empty. Hansel always had a grin when the camera was rolling, even if the place smelled like old grease and mildew.
This is Hansel.
He said, adjusting the backwards cap on his head.
And Gretel's holding the camera because she hates being in frame. Tonight we're ghost hunting in the creepiest Chuck E. Cheese in the state.
It's not ghost hunting.
Gretel said behind the lens, her voice steady, careful.
It's urban exploration. And we're here because you can't stop reading about this place on Reddit.
Hansel shrugged, pushing open the warped side door. The closed for renovation sign swung like it was trying to warn them. Inside, the air was heavier, the scent of congealed cheese and something sweeter, like burnt sugar, hanging in the dark. Once this had been a neon carnival for kids. Prize counters stocked with plastic treasures, sticky booths, flashing machines that coughed up endless tickets. Now most of the machines were dead, the floor patterned with the lurid swirls of faded arcade carpet. They stepped inside, the door sealing the night out. Hansel had wandered toward the empty skee-ball lanes when Gretel's camera caught movement in her periphery. A woman, tall, graceful, with her head pointed down, stood in party room 4. When she looked up, turning her head slowly toward the lens, smiled faintly, and then was gone. Gretel lowered the camera.
Wait, was that?
Hansel was already crouching, holding up a long strip of tickets.
What's that?
He said, tugging at the line. The tickets stretched away from him, slithering toward the far end of the arcade.
There aren't any machines back there.
Gretel said.
Guess we'll find out.
The corridor grew narrower, the carpet giving way to cracked tile. On the walls, faint chalk writing looped and curved in elegant script. Come see me play. Gretel brushed her fingers over the letters. The dust smudged easily.
This is fresh.
She said. Hansel grinned at her over his shoulder.
Quite literate for a ghost.
They kept walking. The air cooled, damp with something metallic. Then came the sound. Soft at first, barely audible under the hum of the old fluorescents. Muffled like it was being piped through walls. It was coming from the prize counter. Hansel lifted the counter's hinged panel and stepped behind it. There was a narrow service door Gretel didn't remember seeing before. On the other side, the lighting shifted. No flickering tubes here. Instead, a warm amber glow bathed the space, as though they'd stepped onto the set of some vintage commercial. The scent of sugar was stronger here, mingling with butter and smoke. At the back, a woman stood arranging pizzas on a tray. She was beautiful in a way that made Hansel blink. Curves wrapped in a shimmering hostess dress, hair tumbling over her shoulders.
Welcome, my dears,
She said. Her voice had the kind of smoothness that made you lean in.
I've been expecting you.
Hansel straightened, brushing dust off his hoodie.
Do you work here? Thought this place was shut down.
I've been here since the very first party. I'm Bella. And no, it's not shut down. Not for everyone.
Gretel caught the way her fingers curled against the tray, longer than they should be, nails faintly ridged, like porcelain cracked in a kiln. Bella set the tray down.
Do you hear them? The little ones that never left. They've been saving a seat for you.
Her smile deepened, stretching a fraction too wide. Then, as if someone had pulled an invisible string, her head tipped forward, chin pressing against her chest. She stayed like that, grinning down at the floor. The amber light seemed to dim around her. Hansel shifted uneasily.
What the hell?
But when Gretel blinked, the hostess was gone. They backed into the corridor, breath quickening. The air was colder now, metallic. They ran. The hallways no longer followed logic. Each turn circled them back toward the arcade floor. But things had changed. Party rooms were darker, chairs overturned. Frosting smeared across tables, as though the parties had been abandoned mid-song. Strips of brown paper fluttered like shed skin. Gretel grabbed one as they passed. The handwriting on it looked like a child's.
Help me.
The prize counter door yawned open. The sweet scent pulled them down a narrow stairwell behind it.
Basement.
Hansel whispered. His voice echoed strangely, like the walls swallowed it. At the bottom, a furnace room, hot and close. The old brick oven loomed in the corner, iron doors streaked with rust and soot. The floor was littered with crumpled paper slips, names scrawled across each one, blackened at the edges as if they'd been burned. From the far corner, something stirred. Bella stepped into view, or something that had once been her. Her dress was gone. Her body was chalk white, too long in the limbs, ribs jutting like cage bars. Wet strands of black hair clung to her shoulders and chest. She moved in jerks, like a puppet whose strings were being tugged by uncertain hands. Her smile twitched wider, teeth small and many, like a row of porcelain shards.
I told you.
She said, her voice low, breaking through the silence like static.
They never leave.
The oven doors creaked open on their own. A heat rolling out thick as breath. Hansel grabbed Gretel's wrist, pulling her back. But the furnace's glow stretched long across the floor, swallowing their shadows as the witch's form loomed larger, her smile never breaking, her head cocked at a terrible angle. And that's it for tonight's story. Funny how things sound surreal, like they couldn't possibly happen, until they happen to you. Subscribe to Horrorwell for more content. You don't want to miss what's next.